Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I'm going to show you these fun little post-it note sets. I've got one here. They're made with the Spooktacular Bash bundle. We're going to make this mummy today, but I also wanted to show you this fun little Count Dracula design. Both of these feature the Monster Bash Designer Series paper and the brand new Spooktacular Bash bundle. So the Spooktacular Bash bundle consists of the Spooktacular Bash stamp set. It's a 9-piece rubber stamp set and the ornate frames dies. When you bundle these two products together, you save 10%. What a great deal. And these frames will be used for so much more after Halloween is over. Think about wedding cards, anniversary cards, Valentine's, any elegant design, sympathy. This is a fantastic frame set that you will use again and again. All right, other supplies that you need to make this project include your Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. We've got a little post-it pad and a mini pen. The post-its I used to get at Dollar Tree, but I think they're getting more and more expensive, so I'll be shopping a source. If anybody's got a great source for sticky notes, please leave a comment. And then the little Halloween pen. These were from Dollar Tree last year. This year they've got great little Halloween pens too, so look for these little minis at your local Dollar Tree. This is 7 3/8 by 3 1/4. I'm going to show you how to make 3 of these little covers out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So basic black cardstock, got a scrap of Whisper white cardstock, got a basic black scrap that I've cut. I already die cut this one. I'm producing these for craft fairs, so I'll do the steps kind of all at once. This is the ornate frame die that produced this awesome die cut. Isn't that scrolly edge awesome? So that's cut from basic black cardstock. Then my Monster Bash Designer Series paper. This is 2 7/8 by 3 inches. Okay, all the measurements will be on the principal project sheet available at kitchentablestamper.com. There's a link under the video if you're watching on YouTube. All right, let's grab a paper trimmer here and a sheet of basic black cardstock, because I'm going to show you real quick how I do these little covers, and I make them in bulk. So if you're sending them to all the teachers or into the classroom, leaving them on co-workers' desks, you want to make a bunch of these at once so you can get 3 out of a sheet, and you can cut once and score once for every 3 post-it pads. All right, so I've got my I've got my trimmer here and my basic black cardstock, and the first thing we're gonna do is take the 8 1/2 side down to that 7 3/8 measurement. So that's 1/8 of an inch before half. And then we're going to cut down our cardstock. Then we're going to rotate 90 degrees, and we're going to cut down to 9 3/4. Then let's clear this way and grab our Simply Score tool. And we can put this in on the 7 3/8 inch side. Now we're going to, either way, whether you're making one that is 7 3/8 by 3 1/4, or you're making 3 that is 7 3/8 by 9 3/4, you're going to score at the same place. You're going to score at 3 1/8, you're going to score at 3 1/2, and you're going to score at 3 7/8. Then we'll take our trimmer once again, going to pop this into the trimmer, and we'll cut off 3 1/4 inch pieces. So there's one cover. There's 2 covers, and now the last one is 3 1/4 already, 3 covers. All right, I hope that was helpful if you're going to make a few of these, or if you craft fair like I do. I just went to go get my Stampin' Up black satin ribbon. I'm going to embellish this with a little ribbon, so you'll need some ribbon. Sometimes I use up just random bits from my ribbon stash, but the black satin from Stampin' Up is really pretty for this. All right, let's take a bone folder and work these creases, and I always work them inside out first, just in case my cardstock's dry or I scored too deep, then all that damage happens inside. And we'll score it right side in on that center line. So you've got a score line, your fold, a score line, you see that? And the shorter flap is on top. Let's grab our paper snips and we're gonna cut thirds. So we're gonna cut to the score line, dividing this section into 3 equal pieces. So just right to the score line. Now, this longer piece that's on the back, you want that against the table. You're gonna open up and add tear and tape right in these 2 little sections, avoiding the cuts. So here's my tear and tape adhesive, and I take your pick tool. Let's get that opened up. Now, longer piece is still on the back there, it's on the table. So you're just gonna bring this forward and adhere. And this little piece that you avoided, this little cutout right here, that's still loose, so we're gonna pull that up and back. Now we've made a cover with a little slot for our mini pen. Brilliant, right? Let's add the tear and tape to the Post-it pad, to the sticky notes, I should say, because mine are Dollar Tree. And we'll get this in the little holder. When you add your sticky notes, you're gonna go all the way against the fold and make an equal border around the Post-its. Stick that dude down, grab our little pen. Fits right in, perfect. Now we got our snail adhesive here. We're going to adhere, do I want my damask this time? Let's do it, right? Variety is the spice of life. So either side on these papers are just gorgeous. Can adhere our label to the center, maybe just a little bit right of center, because we're gonna add a bow along the fold. Let's do that. Got my Stampin' Up black satin ribbon. I love this satin ribbon. It's got such a nice shine. Kind of reminds me of the Count's cape, you know? I would think it would be shiny satin like this. Texture really adds something nice. We're gonna tie a bow right around the cover. And let's snip away from the roll and trim off the excess. I always tie my bows, when possible, still attached to the spool, because then that's all the waste that we have. Where if we just estimated and pulled some off the spool, you don't know how much, then you end up with lots of waste. All right, now a little stamping. Are you ready? We're gonna stamp and color. I didn't give you a list of Stampin' Blends we're gonna use. That's all right, I'll show you now. So I got my little mummy in my Memento Tuxedo Black. I'm gonna stamp it up on some white cardstock. And we're gonna color with Stampin' Blends. For our mummy, we're gonna use Pumpkin Pie, Smoky Slate, and Crumb Cake combo Stampin' Blends. Let's get that guy in there so you can see. He's very neutral. He colors up pretty quick, perfect for craft fairs or for producing lots of treats. So I'm gonna just very quickly color my background with light Smoky Slate. You could absolutely stop at this step in the background, just coloring in with the light Stampin' Blend. But if you want a little bit of texture, a little bit of wow, and it doesn't take too much extra effort, you can take your dark Smoky Slate and just draw right along the long edge of your background, and then kind of cut in at the corners. Then we'll go over that shadow with the light smoky slate and just kind of melt it into the base layer. Little circle strokes here. Gives kind of an eerie background feeling. All right, now for my mummy, he's gonna be dressed in some white wraps, but these are old and kind of dingy wraps. So I'm gonna outline around him, thin line with light crumb cake, and I'm gonna just go completely around the edge and then up the little wrap that's sticking out from his head there. And then I'm gonna follow the lines from each side, color between his eyes, and we'll go from the other side. We're just following the lines of the wrap with a flicking stroke. And then we'll want to define underneath his hands with a little shadow. Now I'm going to take the dark crumb cake and go an even thinner little line all the way down the side around his head. And then we'll just do another little bit of flicking on those lines that the artist drew in with the dark crumb cake. And bring those two shades together. Just flicking. Looks good. I love our little mummy. Now pop of color. We're gonna make the frame pumpkin pie. I'm gonna take my light pumpkin pie and just fill in the frame. One smooth line fills right in. And then around the frame, it's kind of divided into two segments. I'm gonna take the dark pumpkin pie and go up the long ends here with the dark pumpkin pie. And kind of in these curves, that halfway across the bottom. And then just to give everything kind of a smooth finish, we'll go with the light pumpkin pie, just lightly over the dark. That's it. Mummy's colored. Looks cool, doesn't he? I've got a frame. This is also from the Ornate Frames, and there's one that fits right inside of this fantastic scrolly label. And then there's one that's one size smaller. So what a great die set. Those just layer and stack. This one cuts out the Count and the Mummy from Spooktacular Bash. When you line up the Stampin' Up dies to cut, you line up so that the die is directly against the stamped line. And I like to put just a little bit of washi tape to hold it. I'm gonna run that through my Big Shot, and I'll be right back with it all cut out. There's our awesome mummy. We need some little mini dimensionals. I'm down to just the edges on this one. Couple little pieces of Stampin' Dimensional for the back. This might go in somebody's purse or bag, so I'm gonna put 3. Go ahead and center that in the ornate frame. There's our mummies and our counts. There it is. If you guys have any questions about the project, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.